Welcome to the Now, and thanks for tuning in. I'm speaking in my indoor voice at the moment because it is 10:03 p.m. on September 18th, 2019, and it has been a full day. I started off with the blessing of being in the hot room at 6:30 a.m., guiding a 60-minute flow practice, and then after that had a full day of errands and figuring out my now versus my 2 weeks from now because I have found a new apartment. And so, as much as I've been enjoying my stay here at my best friend's abode, um, it's time to shift. And shift means focus. So, I wanted to create a parallel with my current shift as well as another big event in my day today. I went for my first full one-to-one training session with the puppies, the 13 and 12-year-old puppies. But anyways, no biggie. Basically, it was my one-to-one private, and the parallel I want to create is what I was told with respect to these exercises that I get to try out with my puppies or integrate into my everyday living. Um, Specific strategies to give them, in French, it's encadrement, so structure, I guess, in a way, so that they really know in a concrete and straightforward, kind of regimental, but yet very relaxed way that I'm in control and that as long as they look at me and pay attention to me, that their world will be fine. Because they both have these little issues. I get all handsy when I get in that vein of thought because one of them barks like a psychopath. And the other one is afraid of the barking, and so she panics. And I'll keep the parallel as short as can be, but to put you in context a little bit more, um, and this might be very true of yourself, I know it is of me. You have this personality type that you tend to consider you, that you can be when you're close to people you feel comfortable with, whether that's your parents or your best friends or your siblings or I don't know, anybody. You might think that that's your personality, and then lo and behold, you're thrown into a context or an environment where you really don't feel comfortable because you feel like everything is novel or everything is intimidating, and then that personality of yours that's so out loud and rambunctious and engaged or vice versa is maybe switched into the polar opposite. Toto, whom I'm sure you've met throughout my various posts, he's the barker. And when he was a puppy, he almost got ran over by a little boy on a bicycle, since which he decided that all bicycles were enemies. And he tends to get pretty aggravated when a bicycle especially comes towards us, and he'll bark and try to get it to go away, which, I mean, he succeeds every single time if you really think about it. The bicycle goes away and he barks, and so in his lovely mind, he's like, success, I won. And the parallel that I want to make is that today, in a contrived setting, but mind you, besides the fact that I was inside this Saint Canin du Ruisseau, I believe it's called, in Laval. If you want to look it up, it's a really cool place. Um, Pulled out bicycle, tried anything and everything possible to get this dog to react to the bicycle. He reacted so a tiny little bit at the beginning, like in the sense that he saw a bicycle, he tried to walk toward it, and then he looked around him, mainly at the trainer Simon, who is doing a fantastic job. Because I was there for half an hour. First time today that we're actually doing interventions, and he didn't bark once. You see my face of shock right now. It was mind blowingly amazing. Anyways, so even an old dog, because Toto's going to be 13 soon, can learn new tricks or can learn to chill out. And so, the main parallel, thank you for sticking through with me, that I wanted to bring is what Simon the trainer told me, which is in layman's terms, as opposed to trying to get 1 hour done once, compound, compound practice. In his words, almost exactly, I would rather you do 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, 2, 3 times than you do 1 full hour. And so maybe apply that to your daily living. Kind of like how I started this vlog. And if you've been following, you can tell that my esteem, I guess, in a way, or my projection, my way of passing my message along has shifted, and it's still shifting. Kind of like your breath, kind of like your day to day life, kind of like everything else, your interest in food or anything else. And if it hasn't shifted, why? Are you aware of the why? If you're aware and you're nice and happy and it's pleasing to your vision of your true ultimate self, then keep it up. Awesome. But if it isn't, try. Try to figure out how you can compound, change, and shift that behavior or that lack of behavior or that orientation because you're worth it. If you're watching this to this very point, it means that you believe so too, evidently. So, I'm going to let you do you. I'm going to go take a little snooze, or hopefully a longer than a short. But tons of love sent out. Thanks for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe, comment, and tune in again.